superintendent. My name is Laura Bird. I'm a career readiness coordinator, and I'm here to speak to you all about a program we want to help AVID program. So AVID stands for Advancing via Individual Determination. So it's a program to get students. So it's about college and career readiness, making sure that our students have the skills they need to be college and career readiness when they exit our schools. So AVID helps the students with academic skills, critical thinking, technical skills, and those soft skills that they need for problem solving, being both ready for the college and career workforce, and also planning and organization. So Addison supports college and career readiness by helping students develop those skills through a focused curricula and supporting teacher practices. The big focus in the Avid framework is Wicker. It's where they talk about writing, inquiry, collaboration, organization, and reading. So the Avid has a clear framework of instructional strategies that is designed to support students' academic growth across all content areas. And Wicker is the core strategy of the Avid instructional model. And the purpose is aimed at critical thinking, literacy, and learning skills in students to prepare them for higher education in their careers. So Wicker supports Normandy's DEI and strategic plan, or the Normandy strategic plan too is college career ready through teaching and learning, and all the parts of AVID supports that. How does AVID connect? So again, it aligns closely with our DNA, DEI. It aligns with our strategic plan too, for the goal of college and career readiness through Wicker. So AVID is about paving the way to success. It's not just a program, it's a pathway. So it helps those students really, the biggest thing that I found is the critical academic skills to nurture their personal growth. And it prepares them for real world challenges by embedding rigor, support, empowerment into the educational approach. This part really says a lot about what AVID does. It's like we are learning through what? Biggest thing we want our children to be able to do is to know how to write and expand their life. It's about making them think in collaboration and working together, not in isolation, and being organized. It really promotes the idea of students bringing back having those notebooks where they have a little pouch for their pencils and all their supplies and taking notes. They take Cornell notes. They have a lot of different ways that they can take notes. And it's about pushing them really to really get them ready in a little small setting where they find their own community. Avid is sort of like, I would say, if you like a football field, you have all your team members on there. Well, Avid is the same way you have your team and their family and their network learning together. So Avid also, the students are very proud of their belonging to Avid. About 10 years ago, Normandy used to have Avid, and it has few students talk about how it completely transformed how they approach their life in the future. It really, if they weren't sure about college, where when they finished the Avid program, they were definitely sure about attending college then and just choosing different skills, CTE skills as well. So being a part of AVID was also like being part of a family. AVID is really for those students, if we think about what type of students fit AVID, it will be those students that are in the middle. You have these students who they're pretty smart, but for some reason maybe their families just really doesn't know a lot about what happens after college. So with AVID, you have this community that really pushes those students to the next level by nurturing them and providing the help it can with them a student who maybe not really understand their potential, they just need a small group of teachers and other kids to help them to push them to their highest potential. And that's what AVID does. So the next step, we are here to ask you guys the implementation of AVID and allocate funding for training, secure resources that we can launch the program. AVID's final statement, AVID is about embracing every student. Thank you.
Ms. Hoover. We want to use the balance of this time to hear some of the questions, and we can go through these quickly. That very helpful. So I'm going to start with self when you have. Okay, great. Good. So we've got our talk about what, how many teachers and how many students participated in that?
It's a build-up program, which is really good. Right now, we're starting with the high school freshmen. It's a program that also works with the middle school as well. So we'll be quickly starting with the middle school as well in eighth grade, and then continues with the cheerleader.
Okay. Well, if I could, I know in the past, about 10 years ago, I was at the high school, and I think as we build out Avid, having seen how it worked in the past, I think we should work towards having Avid in each grade level from middle school all the way to senior year.
I agree. Thank you.
Secretary,
No question.
Director Edwards, Director Pearson, Director Roberts.
One question, because I'm learning. So, advocates kind of figure out their role. That's what it sounds like. So they want to go to college and those type of things.
Right. It's those kids that, like from the vocal kids, if you were thinking about education, and you have this kid that if no one does anything, they may fall off. But if you do something, push them over to the grade. That's what's happening.
So my question is, what if their greatness is to do something that's technical? Going this will help them with that as well.
Yes, college is career readiness.
Okay, that's what I'm sure.
Director Petty.
In the interest of time, I'll forego questions.
My question, Dr. Weaver, is what are the recommendations from who else is on board with this beyond yourself? Do you speak to the cost? How do you justify the cost?
Yes, the CNI department, they done the bulk of the work, and they added us on, so everyone got to follow KK, everyone at CNI, they done the work and vetted the program. It just, like I said, because we had it 10 years ago, and it worked so well. And the cost of that right now is looking like, probably $1.80, $2 per student. That's the cost.
Okay, so we're looking at $14,234 the first year, the second year, $22,049, and the third year, $10,799. Is that correct?
Yes.
This is a 3-year commitment that you're asking the board to approve, and it is again, it is being recommended by again.
CNI, Department of CNI.
Okay, great. So we do have
And student support services, I'm sorry. Student support services, and kids, student support services as well.
all right. So at this time, we'll entertain a motion to approve this recommendation. So
Second.
it's been moved and properly seconded. Are there any other questions for discussion? Then with being done, we will take a vote. All of those in favor, please say aye. Aye.
Yeah, well,
Okay, there's been a request for a roll call vote.
Sir.
It's great.
Yes, sir. The roll call vote for, and then we're going to start with Director Dr. Petty. Director Milton Roberts. Yeah. Director Pearson. Yeah. Director Edwards. Yeah. Secretary Taylor. Abstain. Vice President Humphrey.
Yes.
And President Hahn.
One question before I vote. Superintendent, do you support this recommendation? Unequivocally. My vote is yes.
President Hodges, yes, as it, so the AVID program is complete.
Thank you so much for your presentation.
Thank you all so much.
Next up, item 7.02, Power Schools, Analytics, MTSS, and Professional Development. We're going to ask that you keep your presentation to 5 minutes and allow 2 minutes for questions. Thank you. I did cut it. I cut mine in half by get the slides and kind of breaks. Thank you so much. Good evening. My name is Anthony Taylor. I'm coordinator of data assessment, professional development, and greetings to our distinguished board, to our superb, also to Dr. Mike Triplett. I stand before you to ask for support for Powers Analytics, also Powers Professional Development. And when you think of Powers Analytics, I want you to think about a storehouse of data where we have all of our data stored. But to go further, I want you to think about Power School Analytics as a power source that's on steroids. So it gives us a lot of information, gives us a chance to analyze, collect data, to spit that data out. And so it's really an important piece. And one of the things I want you to know about Power School Analytics is really important, as we have all of our data points throughout the district. We have our grading data, we have math EOC data, we have common core assessment data, we have interim data, we have STAR data, we have ACT data, we have NAP data, and all of those are wonderful data we certainly want to have. But if someone in my department was asked me to triangulate data, to have that data speak to each other, is antiquated. We don't have the power to do it. Power School Analytics gives us the ability at a push of the button. We get to forecast how data talks to each other when we put this together. And those data, for example, we want to know how to do it on the screens. Right now, of course, I understand that I would spend hours at my kitchen table and get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I would almost be on time, so I would have to go all of that overnight. Well, with Power Analytics, with a push of a button, we're able to triangulate data and have it speak to each other. And I can give her that report or Dr. Triplett, whoever's asking, that report how students scored on a certain standard across the board, giving us validity and standard of assessments that we're taking. So that's one big piece. So triangulation is important. It gives us the ability to predict how kids will do or how they will prepare on other tests. We want to know how our kids are going to do on our high state testing, math, EOC, any of those data points. Analytics give us the power to just say this student's moving at a certain pace, they're likely to do well on the math. And of course, that's important. Also, we can track changes or changes in high data points throughout over time. Kids are performing at a certain level. We historically look at that data and say, here's how students scored at 23, 24, so forth, so on. So that's another important piece. And what's really unique, sorry, another important piece is that if we wanted to know something about how we score on a certain data, we would have to go into all those interfaces that I just mentioned. Well, with Power Analytics, Power Analytics, when I show up, my profile, I have all the data points I need right at my fingertips. I don't have to direct interfaces. I don't have to look at stupid interfaces. I push a button and I can see all the platforms and all the assessments. And again, remember, that data that you're trying right there on the spot. You don't have to look at isolated pieces of data. Another important piece is that certainly we know about multi-tiered sports MTSS. We get to look at on both sides of the pyramid, the academic side and the discipline side together. And that's really important. We talk to counselors around the district. If they got all these different data points about all these settings, they have it right at their fingertips to make sure that they're putting together this kids when they need it on the spot. the state initiative around TTS. That's really important. We need a system, infrastructure system that allows us to make those kind of decisions on the spot. That's just required. So we want to make sure we're not antiquated and we're right in step what the state is asking. The other piece too, I good friends that are value partners SSD, they have their own interface. We'll be able to document there. We'll be able to take some of that data and play up his phone, put it in analytics, and see how our kids are performing across the spectrum. And that's a really good feature as well. We'll also be able to, when students transfer to different buildings, we'll be able to, they're looking at their power school analytics. They'll be able to see how kids are scoring on all of these different places. Right now, it's by campus, for example, I rate. If I wanted to know about students at Washington, I got to get in Washington. Not with analytics. Students' names in there, pulls that data up, triangulates the data. You know, I got about 1 minute. So that's analytics. I do want to talk to you about the other piece really quickly, professional development, because that's professional development project. Let me mention the limitations that we have right now. Still working hard. There's a morning to learn. That's great. Right now, I wanted to don't ask me for a report on what's in what PD. I would have to find the science all the way. Well, first, they have this PD. Teachers will have to go in and they would have to register. And then we have to add it to prove that they've actually they're learning the information. So that's really important. So as I speak, also I to put together in the event that hopefully you got to approve it. We've already put together an implementation process. So this is laid out. The cost for this, paper quality, we get it. The total cost for this is $88,000. And that's, let me break that down. For the implementation, for the power school athletics and for our development, the cost is $42,000. For the implementation service, it's $43,000. For them to come out and train and put all of these together, it's $21,000, $22,100 some dollars. The total cost for that is $88,000 change. But after that, after you pay that yearly price, $42,000 quick price, and $475. It's worth it. I think it's worth it, and I am very and really, really thankful for this measure, so that we can be not in on private. One of the things that we've asked everyone to do is to be clear about the recommendation and the motion that you're asking us to take. So can you please frame that motion that you're asking, you're requesting? Yes, I'm requesting to the board that you would fund our school analytics and also professional development, our school professional development at the cost of $42,475. I'm also asking the board for funding for the implementation services of $43,808.75. I'm also asking the board to approve training for our staff. That's it, for our staff for this piece. Get on board for $2,145. I'm asking the board for the total cost for this implementation of $88,428.75. I'm also asking the board to annually support the implementation of these two initiatives for annual costs after this year of $42,475. I will entertain a motion as articulated by Dr. Taylor. Is there a second? A second. It has been moved and second. Who did that second? Dr. Perry. Thank you. We will entertain questions at this time. Dr. Perry.
Thank you very much, Dr. Taylor. It is so refreshing to see this role. It's encouraging that you're in a position. Sure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Questions? Okay, Director.
I just have a quick question. What safeguards are we putting in place to ensure that we have redundancy as it relates to people who actually know how to use the system on an ongoing basis?
Yes, ma'am. That's why Dr. McDonald's had me work on implementation, so that we want to make sure that first, central office understand how we want to then roll it out to principals, so principals know how it's rolling it out to teachers with fidelity. And so we have it tiered out. So folks in the room, they're going to be the experts. We monitor that through quarters, as we see here, step by step. And I'll be monitoring that process along with our CNI team.
Director Pearson.
So will this, if we go with this program specifically,
Well, as I mentioned about the rollout, as early as second quarter, we can get it as close as close as for the second quarter we can. The central office folks, the CNI department will go through their training and they will roll it out. So I will be able to look at the data, the team will be able to look at the data, so we're being able to provide reports right away. That's not even done. But what we didn't want to do is to have so many different initiatives going while we're interfering with other certain reports as well. We didn't want to put one more thing on the person's plate and one more thing on the teacher's plate. So that's why we have implementation plan rolled out. But as soon as the data that we're talking about, the triangulation, we said, I will provide that for everybody.
that's my only question, thank you.
Director Evans.
Good evening. I'm excited for the analytics because it is very important for that you see this data. It is hard for us to make decisions if we don't have the proper data that support those decisions. Is there any way that this piece could be broken up into pieces? Is it necessary for them to be combined?
Well, the combination of it was based on the urgency that we had. We certainly have an urgency for the analytics, not that we contract. The other urgency is that we sure that when we have a learning line in the district, that folks are actually attending and that we can track that data. Let me say this about professional development piece just really quick, and then over to clients who said it. Can I say this real quick? With the professional development piece too, what's important for us to know is that we can principals when they do their walkthroughs, they'll be able to assign professional development right on the spot because our school professional development has it. If a teacher's struggling with classroom management, principal goes in and says, you know what? Where's your take? Assign that to the teacher, teacher takes it. That's how urgent that is. So they're both sense of urgency.
Secretary Taylor. Vice President Thomas.
Well, as I heard you talk about the analytics, I know you said it was approved. You could create reports right away, to without the district. But I'm really interested as you roll out what that looks like when it gets to PLC level and the teacher level. Oh yes. Because that's what we're needs to run, and when they're trying to access data, I just don't want them to be filtered through it and have lag time to get to the information they need. Most of what I heard you talk about is tracking cognitive data, ACT, I-rating, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. When you talk about the triangulation piece, will it also have student behavior data so you can see the correlation between student behavior and student outcome? Absolutely. And I misspoke when I didn't say that we also be able to CFAs, common form of assessments. That's what teachers hit the road with that data, what we that data teams. But to speak to the other part, yes, sir, we'll be able to have side by side academics and tied closely together. Look at it. Okay, thank you.
I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I've got a couple of concerns. this is a 3-year contract, renewable at $22,000 a year, correct?
Yes, sir.
Have we explored alternatives, or considered other providers, but to in, in this scenario, are there other providers, provide stations?
I'm sure there are, sir. But one of the reasons that our school is so important is because we already have our school, the SIS piece. And it just makes sense to have all of it streamlined together.
Yeah, this is my concern is that I feel like I've talked with the superintendent about this. We're getting stale pieces of power schools, these are very expensive pieces that we're putting. Um, Even the support services are costing us $1,327 an hour for them to provide services, support services for their product. So for us to implement it is costing us a lot for training. Even the remote assistance comes out to about $262 an hour. And it shows in here that we've got a discount, $18,000. I don't know where it's reflected. I didn't see $18,000 come off expenses. I just think that this is expensive. Maybe it's just me, but this is getting more expensive every year. And it's like,
Yes, sir. I hear your concerns. And I think when you look at competitors, we do have Edifine, Renaissance that does that same work. But the prices are pretty close to each other. I know that there's concern about the cost. But when we look at the longevity of what this could provide us, providing teachers, providing administrators around the district and folks and parents with on-time data collection and analytics of that data, I think it speaks volumes there. Because we don't want teachers, we don't want administrators working on all work. This particular piece is going to allow us to pinpoint all those triangulation pieces. And I think it's worth the cost. I think that it will help us move faster in this process, give us real live data right on the spot for our educators to do the work that they need.
one last question, who in the district is supporting this?
My boss, Dr. Tiffany McConnell, my colleague, Kate Kane, Dr. Spray, our another colleague, Dr. Frazier, Dr. Michael Triplett, our superintendent, and there's countless other student support services where we work very closely with Dr. Brooks' office. The counselors support this case. So we have a lot of folks working on it, wanting this to happen. It's so important I should have this information because we're behind the 8 ball when it comes to there's we all do analytics, we all do those pieces, but right now solely that falls on my shoulders. And to have that work for the triangulation that we need, and then to get people timely reports, I think this is the best way to go.
Thank you so much. That helps give me the confidence for this. I still have a concern about us making this commitment for 3 years in this first year. Is there any way that we can negotiate this? We kick this back to power schools for. I mean, I'm having trouble committing for 3 years to this untested. And the vote tonight, as it's been presented, commits us to 3 years.
I don't know the answer to that. I can go back to our partners in this work and say, we're willing in this first year, come back to us. I don't know if this price or some discount. I'm trying to figure out what the discount is. But I don't know if I come back to it, it's going to be $58,000 or $42,000. I can't promise. But I can go back to the table and say, listen, we're going into the invitation, and for this 1 year, could we renegotiate a small amount? I can do that.
And what would be the impact of tabling this decision for till next month?
Well, it'll push our timeline. We wanted to start this in second quarter. There's other pieces that has happened behind the scenes. And I think that's reasonable to say, I come back and say, at the next board member meeting and say, I got an answer for you that says that they can, should lower the cost of the implementation. I think we look at the implementation plan that was instructed to put together, second quarter would be.
I would like to make a motion to table a decision on this contract until next month's meeting. So moved and properly seconded to table this discussion until next. Who's I guess. Here's okay. We're gonna second. Thank you so much. I appreciate your presentation. Thank you. We do need to vote on table. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed? Privilege. There were, I think there were two no's. Great, I think the ayes have it. This will be tabled until next month's discussion where you bring additional information. Tracks. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yes. Basically, like kind of see exactly what we brought back to the board. Yeah, to be clear, we're gonna ask for negotiation terms, prices, and a 3-year contract, like for us to be 1 year, a 1 year commitment. 1 year. Yes. And then the terms. Yes. Lord. Yeah, I also think too, at the end of that 1 year, I also think at the end of that 1 year, we need to understand what our deliverables are, how we can assess effectiveness of what we're doing, not only just cost at the end of 1 year, but is it in fact meeting our needs? Because that's the strongest argument. It meets our needs, and we can demonstrate that at the end of the first year, multiple years going forward, will be useful. So, but you understand that term, just viable things. If this has a data warehouse, this serves as a data warehouse that we need. So I'll work with Mr. Anthony to give back to the board what they would desire before making a decision. Thank you. And thank you so much. Thank you. Moving on to item 7.0, presentation of school education, rising teacher program. Thank you so much for your patience. And welcome back home.
I want to say thank you. Good evening, board members and superintendent. I'm Dr. Karen Collins Adams. I'm the project director of Rising Teachers at St. Louis University. Um, I would like to propose why I'm here first and then give you the explanation. It's for you to review the memorandum of understanding and accept it to allow the paraprofessionals and long-term substitutes in the Normandy School Plan to participate in the Rising Teachers Program at St. Louis University. This program actually began October of this past school year. It was a grant that was written in 2022, and for 4 schools, federally funded seed grant for $5.9 billion to allow paraprofessionals and long-term substitutes that already have an associate's degree or a degree in another area to attend school and within a 2-year period on a full scholarship. Repeat that one, full scholarship, and we pay them to go to school. They receive a stipend every semester. Books and everything is covered. To earn their degree in elementary education, and they will extend it a little longer if they decide to keep the dual certification and get the degree in elementary and special education. It was originally written for 4 school districts within the St. Louis and Kansas City area, and once the grant was accepted and advertised in the newspaper, I started connecting with the districts that I know, and people were calling us. We went from 4 to 18. We also have, outside of that 18, we have a private school that we funded through another source. It's a largely Hispanic school, and a charter school that is a different demographic, so that we compare data. Right now, the schools in the majority of them in St. Louis area and North County. We have 6 schools that will be in Kansas City, and I can actually give you the names of all those. And East St. Louis is participating. In the memorandum of understanding, the school district responsibility is to be able to provide the technology with the exception of those paraprofessionals that are working through special school district. Special school district has agreed to provide all of their technology and any of the resources they may need. Your school district will be able to provide the technology and allow us the opportunity to come in and observe the teachers while they're the paraprofessionals and the substitutes while they're learning. We would also ask that principals allow us to work with them to select a mentor teacher, and the mentor teacher gets paid a stipend so that we can ensure their success. We really want this large group of individuals to be successful. When I first came to Normandy many, many years ago, and sport was totally different. I presented also for the gifted program. After the proposal was questioned, and one of the questions really related to whether or not our students could learn, and it ignited a fire in me. And Harlan Hodge, who was not on the board, and sitting with the audience, when the presentation was over, walked up to me and said, "Sister girl, somebody did you up." And it was because I was really passionate about our children can learn. Well, our children are not learning from us. And so this program allows, if you know how our schools are staffing paraprofessionals and substitutes, it allows our students to see teachers of color in the classroom. So we recruited. We do have a diverse group, but 98% of our teachers are African Americans, male and female. We're extremely proud of that. And so, Mr. Hodge, President Hodge, I'm still Sister Girl because I'm still going to fight that fight to be able to get our teachers to look like our students.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that commitment. What is the pleasure of St. Louis University and your request for the board is?
Just that you review the memorandum of understanding, resources does have it, and agree to the terms that are in there. And would actually get started. You do have applicants in the right now.
I will entertain questions just as soon as we get a motion to approve this memorandum of understanding.
So, second.
It's been moved and properly seconded. Director.
Thank you very much for the presentation and the program. As I read the memorandum of understanding, one of the things I'm always sensitive to is the issue of retention. Because as I looked through that and I saw all of the things that they would be exposed to, I did not see any language in the MOU that speaks to retention after the conclusion of the program. So I would like to see that language worked in there because if they're committing 3 years of this program, the last thing I want to do is train teachers for other school districts. We need to keep them.
The retention aspect comes on your side of the table. So you would have teachers stay where they're happy and they're supported. And so as long as we are successful in getting that degree and helping them get certified, we need you to place them in classrooms. Many of the school districts are taking a risk right now. Several individuals in each one of those school districts have a degree in another area. So they're working with us to be able to get their approved, their temporary certification, and they're now a teacher of record. There's a radical difference in the salary, and it will be in once they're the teacher in that classroom. So the retention portion of it actually falls on the district. I'm going to continue to be the liaison with the district, and I know many of the district leaders, and now I know district leaders and board members, and I was one part here. I will continue that relationship so that I can see that whoever that Ms. Gillard is able to place these individuals in classrooms and that they're happy and they stay.
And I guess my second question, the probably final question, is as those individuals are engaged in the program, do you maintain or collect teacher satisfaction data that can be shared with the board so we can understand the culture in which they're doing their work in?
Yes, we had external evaluators that are doing that for us, and so each one of the participants complete the survey at multiple times during the entire program.
And can that be brought back to the board at some point so we can understand that?
So the data will be published, I can do that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Kagan.
According to County Number direction and coordination, it says that you will appoint a qualified coach to support, supervise, and evaluate the participants' experience in the program. And I think that's vital because it gives them their first hand experience.
Yes.
They get to see how the teachers interact with the students. It helps them to develop what it is that they need to do once they actually complete the program. And in addition to what Director Humphrey said, to ensure that they stay within the district. That's what we're really concerned about. But like you said, we have to make sure that they're happy. Make sure that we're giving them what they need so that they will, maintain their, their work within our district. Thank you.
I do want you to know that everyone has been terribly excited about this program. The participants have. Each person has their own story, and sometimes they're heartbreaking, and sometimes they're just joyful. But everyone has a story, and everyone's eager to be able to do this. It's not often that you get a scholarship and you pay your groups.
And can I just say that, and I thank you for that because who wants to stay in a position where they're not happy? No one wants to do it. So we would, like I say, I just like the one-on-one experience that they gain. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Questions, Director Evans.
Greetings to our district. It's greatly appreciated. One question that I do have is I do see the other partners that you are with right now. If a paraprofessional or a substitute teacher starts this program within our district, and they decide to depart from our district for some reason. They lose a scholarship. They lose a scholarship. Yeah, the commitment is they must stay here through the duration of the program. Thank you.
Director Pearson.
Good evening. I just want to say I'm glad to see this I saw you on the reports in March. And so I'm glad you started that. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad to see that you want to bring it back to some of the spirit you have and experience education. Thank you again.
Director Milton Roberts.
Questions, but I just wanted to say I think it's a very valuable program, and I think that it can be very good partners with you. But we want to make sure that there's lots of communication and lots of feedback, and we need to receive the you'll see that, yeah.
Director Petty.
No questions this time. Thank you.
I have no questions at this time. Thank you for your commitment to the collaborative. And at this time, we will do a roll call.
Okay, the vote on four is for St. Louis University School of Education for MOU. President Hodge,
Yes.
Vice President Humphrey,
Yes.
Secretary Taylor,
Yes.
Director Edwards,
Yes.
Director Pearson,
Yes.
Director Milton Roberts,
Yes.
Director Dr. Petty. Thank you, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Moving on to item 7.04, notice collaborative landline phone contract renewal. Zach, thank you so much.
Good evening, everyone. I don't have presentations. Just I'm here for listening your approval for your contract. After all negotiations result as significant cost saving for the district. Our amount, current amount is phone bills is approximately around $16,000. After all hard negotiations, talking and having meetings, our new, if you guys approve, it will be dropped to $3,800. I don't think it's to spend a whole lot of time on it. Yeah. So yeah, you can see that in 3 years we'll be saving $1,000.
And we all want to save some money. So what's the motion for the board that you try for us to consider?
Yeah, please say please. So pretty much. It's
It's a lot of money. I take a motion. Yeah, you got a lot. All right, do any discussion on them? All right, great. All those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed to saving the district money, please say nay. Got that right. Thank you so much, Zach. Thank you very much. Looking at health care. Careless stuff. We have. Zach has saved us a little bit of time. Is this opportunity? Zach, so much.
We have Sabrina person here.
Thank you. Welcome, Ms. Person.
I'm a nurse. That's Sabrina person. I'm a school-based health separation care coordinator. I work over at the high school. We service the whole district. We provide, I'm sorry, we provide services for staff and students. Like I said, in all schools, we provide immunization, physical, sports physicals, behavioral health, counseling services. We also have resources, parents might come in there and don't Medicaid money crowd. We also do a vaccine there, Medicaid for them. Our goal is basically keep and make sure that every student in the district got all their needs. We don't want to have anybody without a slide. A lot of times it's hard for parents to get off work or make arrangements to go take a kid to the doctor's office. So we are actually on campus every Tuesday and Thursday to provide those services for the families. We also do acute illness treatments there as well. So we're not just we're nothing like a nurse's office, it's actually a clinic on campus. So we have great doctors and nurse practitioners that actually come to the site and treat and give the students, good quality healthcare needs. We feel on asthma medicine, sometimes we have to run tests to see if they have diabetes or anything. And we manage that there in the school. With our mental health behavior, we have a lot of kids suffering from depression, anxiety, and we have a therapist that come there to counsel the students or whatever that's on campus. Some of the things, some of the things that we also do is reproductive health. So we have young girls out here basically following friends. Have young guys following friends. We provide those services, test, treat, and make sure they have all the things to stay safe. We're not remote, but we want to make sure they are safe if they want to do. We also offer birth control as well as counseling services for that as well. I'm gonna ask you, for the sake of time, we're pretty familiar with the services. Okay.
And what recommendation do we have this evening?
Actually, the animal. Where is that? And my services at your school as well, and if we don't keep it, can we give more assistance with the staff, bringing, allowing kids to go to their appointments. So that was been a important element range.
Sure, we trust that you'll work with, Dr. Wilson to make sure that you got the staff. The most important is to renew the MOU with no additional cost this year, at this time. I'll entertain a motion. It's been moved and properly seconded. Are there any questions? Yes.
I noticed that it was students and staff. Is that all for the community? 24. Well, we have not opened the door for the community as of yet. My goal right now is just um helping get people that's already, the schools that established, and then once we get that established with bigger and better numbers and more communication, people want to rock. But right now, we're just focus on ourselves.
Additional question? Seeing none, I will call. Vote, all those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed? Abstentions? Thank you so much. We have approved the MOU. Thank you for your service. Item 7.06, Kid Vision for Life, and I ask you to come and quickly give us that overview. Very, that actually a run for the board. You can speak to it. Thank you.
Christina Ehrlichman, I'm the operations director at Kids Vision for Life St. Louis. We are the leading local vision clinic service, and we've been working partnered with the Normandy schools for 12 years. We are asking for a renewal on the MOU with the district tonight. I did want to share just a few little things. We've seen in the last school year, I'll go over the baseline. We are a vision provider that provides free vision screenings to all students in the district, all grade levels. We give free eye exams on board our mobile vision clinic that brings the optometrist straight to the schools. We also provide free glasses, referrals to medical vision if needed, and free replacements for all students, free glasses, regardless of the provider. So if they were to go still getting glasses at a Clarkson or some other place and they lose or break them, they can us and get those replaced at no cost. We're a completely no cost program to bill Medicaid, and that is how we keep the operations going. But we do accept students with no insurance or with insurance, we just don't bill for it. So one big key thing that I was excited about in this district for this year is that we saw a 46% increase in the amount of students that participated in vision screenings this school year. We also saw a 30% increase in students that received an eye exam that resulted in glasses. We know that vision allows students to achieve their goals in the classroom, whether it is literacy, confidence, and out in the classroom. We're happy to partner with your district and we hope to continue doing so. This school year, this past school year, we added high school and we're very successful there. And we are looking to extend our contract to include CASA for this school year. We just want to do the full service for all the kids there. We do partner and collaborate with Healthy Kids Express, and we've done so for several years successfully in their buildings. So if they need to do a vision screening, we're happy to work with them, or we pick up where needed.
Thank you so much. We will now entertain a motion to approve the MOU for to accept the MOU Kids Vision for Life. Any question? You have a question, please? Don't worry about it. Let me ask you some questions. You said that this was free. Yes. Okay, great. Thank you. Other questions?
I can tell you that for the past 12 years, we have given 1,000 pairs of glasses out to students in your district. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much. If there are no more questions, we'll entertain a vote. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Abstentions? Thank you, guys. Thank you for your service. With that being said, we will move to item 8, items for consent. Everyone has been provided with the information on the consent agenda. So what we will do is move to item 9.01, and I will entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So,
It's been moved and properly seconded.
say,
Who was that second? Mildred Roberts. By roll call vote, please.
okay, the vote on the floor is, sent it, yes, sir, consent agenda, I apologize. President Hahn,
Yes.
Vice President Wood Humphrey. Yes. Secretary Taylor. Director Edwards. Yes. Director Pearson. Yes. Director Milton Roberts. Yes. Director Dr. Petty.
Thank you, Noah.
The yes has it.
Thank you, board. At this time, we will entertain very brief board announcements and comments. We will limit those comments to 30 seconds or less.
Yeah, 3 seconds or yes. I'm gonna start with Dr. Finch.
Thank you. 30 minutes or less, I think. Everything good speaks to, I think one of the things stands out that is the attention of highly qualified teachers. And to that end, I think that I would like to focus on those school leaders, those principals who have done a wonderful job of recruiting staff and retaining staff. We have three principals, Dr. Payne, Dr. West, and Dr. Leeson, who all have above a 95% retention rate in their schools. So while we look at the flip side of recruitment, retention, and the challenges of it, I think that we also need to recognize those principles who are developing a school culture whereby which people want to be there. And
Can we get an amen on that? A little bit of maybe not eat into your 30 seconds, sir.
yes, and I just want to wrap it up and say this, Reverend Humphrey has talked a lot about, involving staff members in programming where we've invested dollars to develop a lead. That won't happen when we continue to look closely at what's happening in our schools. And we look towards leaders like Dr. Payne and others and see what they're doing to create a healthy school culture. And then we look to address those buildings where those things are not happening. So I'll be having those conversations as Vice President Humphrey and I've already had about what do we do when the retention rate is less than 50% at a school? What's our response for that? So I think that that concludes my comments for the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Director Milton Marks.
I'd like to say that I'm excited that school's getting ready to start, and I'm excited that we're going into it with eyes wide open. And that one of the things that hopefully we'll be doing on everything that we do is going into it, really embracing it, planning well before we execute it, and most importantly, making sure that we're doing good evaluation of everything that we do so that we're learning from it, so that we don't make the same mistakes year over year. The other thing that I would like to say is that I think, as we've gone through this evening, one of the things that's out is that communication amongst each of us, amongst us as a community, communication in general is very, very important. We have to, support one another, obviously support our kids. And the only way we can do that is if everybody knows everything need to know so that we can be our best promoter. But we can also be the one that, raise the flag and say we need to do this differently or we need more of this or whatever it is. So I just want to make sure that our communication lines are open and that people feel free to, bring forward great ideas. We can never have enough great ideas. Okay, so happy first day of school.
Thank you. Director Pearson.
Good evening. I hope that everyone had an awesome summer. I did. Congratulations to those graduates from CASA. I'm glad that you all fought whatever circumstances as you delay your goals. Welcome to the district and the staff and teachers and administrators. Let's continue to do the work and be positive experiences and influences to our teachers. Again, I'm a product of Normandy School District, and I have plenty of teachers who were a positive role model to me. Some of them are still in the district. Um, this summer, I became a neighborhood reading captain for Ready Readers for the 24 area. Today we talk about literacy in so many different aspects. We're looking for 4 more people. This is the chance to stand up. So we cannot say our kids can't read. They don't enjoy anything. As I said, I was a vendor at Beyond Backpack. And I had a little girl come up to me. I read this book. I read this book. Do you want me to see you look? Well, come on back here, girls, and hear what it's about. So that made me feel good that see the kids actually want to read, and they're asking, "Can I take more book? Take all 4 of them if you want to." I know it's my 36 coffee, but the next thing is we have 5 days until school starts. Let's start there with a positive attitude. Nothing can come, no positivity can come if you come with a negative attitude. Speaking on a positive note, I want to shout out to my friend, Miss Erica Wilson. She performed this weekend with the Symphonic Experience Hip Hop Orchestra. Her shirt that she wore during her performance, Normandy brought me here. Not here, but here, if you know what I'm talking about. Last thing is I just want to read a quote from Percy Robert Miller Sr. Um, Keep your mouth closed if you have nothing positive to say, especially if you ain't doing nothing, because it's easy to just talk. Y'all have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Evans.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be back in business doing things that is for the kids. I want to extend a message out to everyone here and everyone watching online, and especially encouraging our parents to push in presence this year. It's important that our parents show up as we ask them to. And it's also important that our parents receive the experiences necessary to make them feel comfortable within our district. As well as when our parents are looking to, well, let me say this. As a district, we serve the community as a whole, but our direct consumers are our students. So it's important that we not only understand the experiences of our students, but they are transferred from most of the time their parents. So it's important that we press in, both I'm asking administration, teachers, principals, other community partners to press in and help our parents increase their presence this school year. Thank you.
Thank you. Director, Secretary.
This has been a wonderful summer break for the children. And I know in the next couple of days, as they are preparing to go back to school, I know that the staff and as well as our superintendent are getting all geared up. Now I'm going to go to church on you, Mr. Hodge. Let's make sure that we continue to pray for our children. Pray that this school year, that all of the things that have been implemented, all of the MOUs, all of the things that the board, that we take the time to consider and vote on. We want to pray that these things will help our children. And from the time I've been on the board, my biggest concern is that our children will go to school, they will get an education, and then when they leave Normandy, they will leave and they will go out to the cold world, but they'll have everything that they need so that they can survive out there in the cold world. And as they prepare to go to schools, let's pray for our children as they standing on the bus stop. Some of those children have to go out by themselves, and you all know the children are close to my heart. A lot of them have to go out and stand on the bus stops. We have a lot of predators. We have a lot of pedophiles. We have a lot of children who are missing. So let's make sure that we are responsible It does take a whole village to raise a child, so it's our responsibility when we see young ladies in the morning, even young boys, on the street corner waiting on the bus. Maybe just take a few minutes and just sit there and say, I'm gonna just wait till the bus comes. Let's do our part. Let's do our part. So we don't watch as well as pray, are we not? Amen. All right.
Vice President Hall.
What I would like to see us do going into this school year is to build on the student success that we had last year. We had 70% of our kindergartners move into first grade that are now reading ready. We had our wrestling team went 21-2 in the wrestling season. Culinary arts won local and state competition. We had chess players that went to the nationals, and we had one player that wants to become a chess master.
How many? So,
At least two. I know of one, so we're at least two. And so what I'm saying, we need to build on those successes because one of my metrics as I look at district growth is what the broader community is saying about our children. And last year they had a lot of good things to say. As a board, I want us to continue to hone our ability to make data-driven, laser-driven decisions. We need to operate relentless until we get the results that we're looking for. We need to operate with a sense of urgency as though our clothes were on fire. Uh, from a visionary standpoint, I would like to see the board develop its own PLC around those learnings that we need to be able to understand about current trends in education that will help us be more relentless in getting what we need to get. Following on what Princeton, when she mentioned Eric Wilson, for those of you that don't know, Eric Wilson is my daughter. She actually graduated from Normandy class in 2003. She's been a violinist for the last 25 years. And I didn't get a chance to go to that hip hop concert. If they do it again, I encourage everybody to go. Because I have never seen African American young people, probably 99% were African, but for the most part, it was when you talk about art, dance, classics, hip hop coming together in a seamless way. That's what it was. It was a phenomenal event. Matter of fact, it would be nice at some point. Those of you may or may not know that the Eric plays with this group called the Blackbird String Quartet, and one of the members of the Blackbird String Quartet is actually the string teacher at the high school. And so it would be wonderful at some point here that they would get a chance to come before something happens to turn out their life because
thank you so much.
I don't think right over there. Well, the last thing I will say is simply this. We spend a lot of time on the cognitive skills of our students in terms of what they know. We have to wrap up the affective skills, the soft skills, those skills that are not cognitive in nature, because our children need to learn how to self-manage. Because, when I look at the discipline data for last year, we're not there yet. That's all I got.
I just want to say thank you to all of those who have remained with us tonight. This is over 3 hours of to our children in our district. So thank you all for being here this evening. I was doing especially thank uh, Petty, Director Milton Roberts, Director Pearson, Edwards, Director Taylor, and Vice President Humphrey for their commitment to this board. You may not know, but let me tell you, they put in a lot of hours working for this district in between the times we see them at this meeting. And they challenge me as the president and our superintendent to uphold the concerns the worries and thoughts and the goals of this community in a way that I've never seen before. So it is an honor to work with you all and to work on behalf of our children. Thank you all for your. We're going to hear from our superintendent this time.
Good evening. So I want to start by saying, I don't want to say that I'm excited for this. I want to say that I'm appreciative. I appreciate the fact that both certified and classified staff have returned to the district for yet another year. I appreciate the families for trusting us another year with the children. I appreciate the board for serving countless hours free, as I might add. I also appreciate the board for giving me the fresh 3 years to improve my service to the district. Many say that it takes a few muscles in your face to smile, that it takes a boatload to frown. So you wonder why some folks have really strong faces like Norm and Tony, because they frown a lot. I'll just say, I'm saying that simply to say this. We have a tendency, especially in the African American community and urban districts, to really defame each other, to really beat each other down, and not get on board and assist and support each other. That's what we need here. That's what drives success. We should focus on our students, but equally focus on supporting adults. Focus on supporting the teachers who stand in front of the students every day, all day, instructing them. Focus on those people who support teachers in order for them to provide quality level instruction. It takes nothing to give an attaboy. Why do we run away from it? So I charge everyone in this room to stop critiquing, start critiquing yourself before you critique the other person. Hold yourself accountable before you hold the next person accountable. And start giving attaboys to people who deserve it. It didn't cost you anything. Support each other. If we're a family like we say we are, and we want to change the way we say we are, then we'll act like it and manifest in our behaviors. We got enough naysayers outside of this district. We don't need naysayers inside our own family. So let's do what's best for family and support each other. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. It's 9:15. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So,
It's been quickly moved. I also, all those in favor, please say aye. Before we do that, we need to have a motion to executive session. They're probably second. Bill,
it's,
who was in first motion? Here's the second was Milton Roberts to adjourn this executive session. It's 9:15. Go home. Thank you so much.